I want you to imagine a reflective space. Now I want you to have a think about what sounds help you to feel relaxed. When you've got something to share with the class, could you sit up for me, please? What sounds help me to feel relaxed?
Fresh air. Trees, branches rustling, the wind.
Sometimes for adults and children, we need time to be calm, we need time to be still, we need time to think deeply, and it might be about something or it might be about someone precious.
Michelle Green's Year 2 class are going out to their school field for an RE lesson about being reflective. Using holiday photos and a Buddhist story, Michelle and her class are learning from religion about the importance of a reflective space.
I like RE because you get to answer loads of questions and you get to learn more about people's religions. I'm a Hindu. I believe that there is only one God and but the God is everywhere around us. I believe in God and Jesus and all of Jesus' brothers.
Often, philosophical questions are dealt with best by really young children because those of us who are old and grey are too sort of pulled down by other things. Children, when they're very young, actually are dying to deal with these philosophical questions, with these what we call big questions.
This photograph is a picture of one of my holidays. And when I look at that picture, it makes me feel really calm. I like to think of how lucky we are to see such lovely things when we go outside. You're now going to have a photograph and I'm going to ask you to see if you can finish the same sentence starters. A lot of the children will never see a photograph like that and will never go to a place like that, and so we need to give them as many visual experiences as we can, and just by putting a post-it there and they can imagine straight away that they're in that place. So could you just tell your partner, I would like to be here because?
I would like to be here because I like the waves of the sea. I would like to be here because I can hear the waves swishing.
When I am here, I like to think. Could you tell your partner?
When I am here, I like to think about my nana and sister. When I am here, I like to think about the grass and the clouds. It made me feel happy. When I am here, I like to think about playing in the sand and hear the swishing sound in the sea.
A reflection of mine is?
The sky is bright and velvet.
Well done there, good words.
My reflection is the sea is so deep.
The sea is deep. Well done, Jonathan.
When you're being calm and relaxed on the sea, you can remember the people who died in your family.
Well done, Josh. That's a good reflection.
Reflective means that you're being calm. And being calm is like when you're relaxed and you don't shout a lot. And you're just being quiet and not shouting and that. My mum got to Nottingham.
Your mum going to Nottingham? Today we had children making comments about we need to think about somebody that we love or somebody that has died. And I think it's important that we do acknowledge this, that even with children, they do need time to reflect, to be calm, to be still.
I think Michelle and teachers all over the country now are being more imaginative about how they teach RE.
I'm going to put my storytelling cloak on.
Learning outside the classroom is another example of how to do that.
When my teacher takes me out in the classroom, it makes me happy and joyful.
Children learn deeper, learn better knowledge and skills if you teach them outside. It's good for their mental abilities, and actually, as far as RE is concerned, there are so many ways you can capture something outside. And being reflective, which is what she was focusing on today, a lot of the time as adults, when we want to reflect, we might go outside to do that.
Next, I'm going to be wearing a lovely storytelling cloak. It looks like Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I'm going to be telling a Buddhist story, Siddhartha and the Swan. In India, a long time ago, there was a king and his son, Prince Siddhartha. He was really kind, he was really gentle.
Siddhartha liked to come out in his garden at the palace.
Siddhartha looked up. There were swans flying above the palace garden. And all of a sudden, a swan fell down from the sky.
One day, his cousin shot one of the swans down, and then Siddhartha finds a swan with an arrow in its wing. And Siddhartha put a bandage on it.
All of a sudden, his cousin running round the palace garden. Where's my swan? Hey, Prince Siddhartha, you've got my swan and I want it back.
And the two cousins fight.
It's mine. No, it's mine. I shot it.
The king was trying to think who to give the swan to, but he couldn't think who to give it to, so he asked the wise man, and the wise man said the person who looks after it deserves to have it.
And Siddhartha's cousin went to be alone in the garden. He stood thinking for a while. Prince Siddhartha's cousin thought, I've been really bad. I shouldn't have shot the swan.
And then at the end, the swan gets better and the two cousins make up.
Prince Siddhartha and his cousin looked up.
And then the swan flew round in a circle to say thank you.
The swan that they'd helped to feel better suddenly flew up above them. And the swan flew round in a great big circle, as though he was saying thank you to Prince Siddhartha. Today it was all about learning from religion, so I used a creative storytelling story from Buddhism, but I wanted the children to learn from religion and what can we learn from the story to be reflective. And I think at the crux of each religion there are lots of religious stories, and I think storytelling is something that has been forgotten. A lot of children don't get to hear stories.
We were learning about Siddhartha and the swans, about different feelings. I would say don't shoot swans and that's being cruel. And then I would take the swan and look after it. Siddhartha's cousin, horrible, he's nasty, he's pathetic. And I actually like taking care of people. If someone was going to shoot them, I would stand in front of them and then they wouldn't shoot me.
They started flying.
What she's been doing today is using a storytelling technique to really get the children thinking, using some very open-ended, I wonder type questions.
I wonder, what do you think is cruel in our world today?
Shooting animals.
Well done, Vivek. I wonder who you need to say thank you to.
My dad, because he looks after me.
I think I wonder questions are a good time to reflect.
I wonder question is a very open question. It's a question where the teacher is clearly showing that he or she is not going to give the answers. They're also showing that there isn't just one answer. There are lots and lots of answers to some of the really important questions in life.
So what does being reflective mean?
So that you can get peace and quiet.
Excellent.
Thinking about people.
Well done.
Our lives are very busy, they're full, and we don't have much time to stop and think. And actually teaching children very young that that's a normal thing for adults and children to do, to stop and think, is really important.
Are there any reflective places that you know?
Under the willow tree. Near the pond. The beach. At home. In the nature woods. Shall I tell you my religious place? It's the mosque. The rules are that we shouldn't take our boots inside because that's a law that we should do.
Are you going to have any seats or any cushions? Well, what I'd like us to do now is to be reflective ourselves. And just like the wise man had some wise words for the king, I want us to think of some wise words ourselves. And we're going to go out and we're going to hang our wise words on the willow tunnel. What wise words do we hear from our friends?
No smoking, no dogs, no fighting, no swearing. Be joyful, be polite, be happy.
I want you to write some wise words that you would like someone else to read when they come to the willow tunnel to be reflective.
The class are writing their wise words as rules for their reflective space.
My wise words are tell the truth and be sensible. Last but not least, clean up your bedroom.
That is one output of this lesson. That's the small written output of this lesson. But actually, the wise words are only part of what the output of this lesson is.
Be calm and careful.
RE should not all be about writing, for instance. It should be about giving children opportunities to practice other skills, so their discussion skills, listening to one another, understanding one another. And those skills feed into, when you do writing, getting a much better quality of written or recorded piece of work.
Be kind, be loving, be happy, be joyful, be helpful, no swearing.
Fantastic. Sean, what have you got on your wise words?
Stay calm, no fighting, no dogs, be friends. I would want people to see my wise words because they'll be calm and they would do as it says, and they would be kind to each other. And if they're fighting and they see it, they'll read it and they'll say, no fighting, and then they'll just stop fighting and be friends. Don't swear.
Don't swear, so say nice things to each other.
I think some teachers are scared of teaching RE, but the bit they're scared of is the knowledge part of RE. And actually, in our world of internet, we can find the answers to anything. And they're also scared of offending people. But I find people from religion and belief communities are just really pleased that someone's taking an interest. And so the bit that's really important to children, the connection they're learning from RE, I think once teachers get into doing that, they really generally enjoy doing that.
It's one world and we all need to be sensitive to each other, we all need to respect each other, and if there is anything that I'm unsure of, if I've got a child in my class of that faith, I can ask the child.
The whole world, that everybody doesn't have the same religion. If they did, it would be very boring.
Sometimes people say to me, my children don't like RE, and when we look at what they're doing, actually they're using worksheets, and it's not surprising their children aren't interested in what they're doing. Once you start using different ways of teaching, asking the children their opinions, showing them the relevance of the different aspects of religions, children love talking about it. They love getting engaged with it. They love doing the things that Michelle has done outside today, taking them outside, thinking about what they do in the classroom, engaging them in story. Then actually the teachers begin to enjoy teaching it and the pupils begin to enjoy doing it.
I love RE and I've been really passionate about it for years. And so I think if you've got somebody in school that has got that passion, then it is good to share it.